What if every second you've lived was stolen? What if your dog ages faster than you? Your mirror lies by a billionth of a second, and the universe ends with your last thought echoing forever. Here, 100 forbidden time facts that will shatter your reality. Hit subscribe, ring the bell, and let's steal time back. Together. Number 1. What happens when you take humans and erase time itself? In 1966, scientists in France built a bunker deep underground, sealed off from sunlight, clocks, and the outside world. They placed volunteers inside for weeks, letting them live without any cues about day or night. The goal? To find out how humans feel time when they can't measure it. At first, participants kept normal schedules, eating, sleeping, exercising. But slowly, their bodies began drifting out of sync. Days became 25 hours long, then 30. Their minds stretched and compressed time without realizing it. Hours felt like minutes, and minutes like days. By the end, some believed they'd only been inside for a week, when a month had passed. It proved that human time isn't cosmic, it's biological. Our brains create time's rhythm, not the sun or the clock. Take away time and humans start inventing their own. Number 2. Someone once tried to buy time machine parts on eBay. In 2002, a man calling himself Bob White started emailing scientists. He said he was a time traveler from 2003, stranded because his dimensional warp generator broke. He asked for rare magnetic crystals to repair it. Eventually, his email spread online, complete with schematics and coordinates. No one ever found him, and no one ever confirmed the parts existed. But it remains one of the strangest verified time travel hoaxes online. His last email said, "Repair complete, initiating return." And then, nothing. Time might not flow through the universe. It might flow through you. Number 3. Time literally moves faster at your head than your feet. Gravity bends time, so the closer you are to Earth's core, the slower it flows. If you live on the top floor of a skyscraper, you're aging faster than people below. Not by much, just billionths of a second. But over millions of years, that tiny difference adds up. It means even your body experiences time unevenly. Your head is technically older than your feet. Number 4. The faster you move, the slower you age. This is called time dilation, proven by atomic clocks on planes. Fly around the world fast enough and you return younger than your twin. Astronauts on the ISS already experience it, by milliseconds. If you could travel near light speed, minutes for you would be years for Earth. It's the closest thing to time travel we actually have. Move fast enough, and you outrun time itself. Number 5. Ever notice that when you fall in a dream, it feels endless? Dream researchers have studied why falling dreams seem to last forever. When you fall asleep, your brain transitions into REM, but your body's reflex systems remain partly active. That is why you sometimes jolt awake right before hitting the ground. It is called a hypnic jerk. During this moment, your brain floods with adrenaline while still asleep, stretching perception dramatically. Milliseconds can feel like minutes. It's the same slow-motion sensation people report during real accidents. Inside dreams, fear amplifies that effect, slowing your mental clock to process danger. Your body is frozen, but your brain's time expands, like it's giving you one last moment to react. Then you wake, your heart racing, body tense, as if you truly fell. You never hit the ground, because your brain slows time just long enough to save you. Number 6. Your now isn't the same as mine. Einstein proved there's no universal present, only perspectives. If you're moving fast enough, your version of this moment shifts. Two people in motion could disagree on what's happening right now. That means even simultaneity, two things happening together, isn't absolute. Time itself depends on where and how you move. There's no single now. Every person lives in their own timeline. Number 7. Scientists once created slits, not in space, but in time. At Imperial College London, physicists recreated the famous double-slit experiment, the one that proves light acts like both a wave and a particle. But instead of using holes in space, they made holes in time. They used special materials that could change how they interacted with light in trillionths of a second. When light passed through these changes, it behaved like it had moved through invisible time barriers. The result? A time diffraction pattern, like light waves overlapping but through moments instead of locations. In short, they manipulated when events happened, not just where. This opens the door to controlling information flow and even altering how energy moves across time intervals. It is not time travel, but it is the closest thing science has ever made to bending temporal reality. They didn't move through time. They made time move through them. Number 8. After creating slits in time, researchers pushed further, building time metamaterials. These are substances that can switch properties in trillionths of a second, allowing light to interact differently depending on when it passes through. It's like freezing the universe for a flash, then restarting it slightly out of sync, forcing light to bend through time instead of space. The result? Photons can be delayed, advanced, or even erased from detection. We are not talking about slowing light in space. We are talking about reshaping the timeline of its journey. In theory, this could lead to technology that edits signals, communication, or computation through controlled time gates. The moment you pass through one, you're still in the same place and just not the same moment. They didn't change light's path. They changed when it existed. Where? Number 9. A man once claimed to build a time machine in the middle of the Mojave Desert. His name was George Van Tassel, an engineer turned UFO contactee. He said aliens gave him blueprints for something called the integratron. It was a huge white dome designed to generate electromagnetic fields to rejuvenate cells and reverse time. Van Tassel said it could let humans step out of time entirely. He worked on it for 20 years but died before it was completed. Today the dome still stands, perfectly symmetrical and acoustically flawless. No one's proven it bends time, but step inside and your voice echoes like it's from another dimension. Number 10. The smaller the creature, the slower the world feels. Scientists discovered that animals experience time differently based on metabolism. Fast-burning species, like hummingbirds or mice, process visual and sensory data more quickly. That means they see more frames of reality every second. If you and a mouse watched the same falling leaf, you'd see it drift, but the mouse would see it descend in crisp, slow detail. To it, the world moves in gentle, stretched motion. In contrast, big, slow creatures, like elephants, have lower metabolic rates. Their brains refresh more slowly, so the world rushes past faster for them. It's not psychological, it's physiological. Neurons fire at different speeds depending on energy turnover. That's why flies dodge your hand with perfect timing. Their brains are running 5 times faster than yours. For them, your quick slap is a lazy blur. Speed isn't just how fast you move, it's how fast you live time. Number 11. What if every choice you make through time was already made? Physicist Igor Novikov proposed a solution to paradoxes in 1980. His principle says, time travel is possible, but self-consistent. You can visit the past, but you can't change it in a way that creates contradictions. If you try to kill your grandfather, something will stop you. The universe corrects itself to preserve causality. Simulations using billiard balls through hypothetical wormholes actually show this works. Every path naturally loops into consistency. That means free will still exists, but only along a timeline that's already written. You can rewrite the past, only if the past already included you writing it. Number 12. 2 school teachers said they accidentally walked into the 1700s. In 1901, Charlotte Moberly and Eleanor Jourdain visited Versailles, France. As they explored the gardens, everything suddenly went silent. They saw people in strange clothes, an eerie glow, and a woman sketching by a pavilion. When they asked later, no one else had seen any of it. After research, they realized their vision matched exactly how Versailles looked in 1789 during Marie Antoinette's reign. They believed they'd slipped through time itself. Skeptics blamed memory, heat stroke, or shared hallucination. But their story never changed, and no one ever found the spot where time supposedly tore open. Number 13. You check clocks 100 times a day, but never in your dreams. Why? A massive study of over 12,000 dreams found that clocks or watches appeared in less than 1% of them. Even when they did, they almost never worked right. Faces blank, hands spinning, or numbers melting. That's because during dreaming, your visual brain stays active, but your logic centers go quiet. Dreams can't generate consistent symbols like time or math. That's why words blur, numbers shift, and digital clocks glitch into nonsense. Lucid dreamers often use that to test if they're re-dreaming. They look at a clock twice. If the time changes wildly, they know they're asleep. In dreams, time isn't measured, it's imagined. Number 14. In 2005, scientists held a party for people who didn't exist yet. MIT students created the Time Travelers Convention. They announced it everywhere: posters, radio, even etched into metal plates so future time travelers could find it. The idea: if time travel is ever invented, travelers could visit that day. Hundreds attended, but no one from the future showed up. Physicists said maybe the timeline just doesn't allow it, or maybe no one survives long enough to come back. They're still waiting, because technically, the invitation never expires. Number 15. Researchers once simulated what would happen if you could actually go backward in time. At the University of Cambridge, scientists used quantum computers to test a wild idea. What if information could travel back in time and change the past? Of course, no one stepped into a time machine. Instead, they programmed a system where quantum bits, or qubits, could interact with earlier versions of themselves. By doing this, they tested whether sending data into the past could rewrite history, or if physics would stop it. The results? Whenever the data tried to cause a paradox, quantum rules corrected it automatically. The system self-healed to preserve consistency, just like Novikov's theory predicted. But when no paradox was possible, the past did change. The final outcome adjusted perfectly. It wasn't real time travel, but it showed that at the quantum level, time can adapt to avoid contradictions. And if reality behaves the same way, it might mean paradoxes can't destroy the timeline. They fix it. They didn't break time. They found out time might fix itself. Number 16. Ever had a dream that felt like hours, but lasted minutes? In dreams, time breaks all the rules. Your brain has a sense of time. The thing that orders seconds and minutes comes from a region called the prefrontal cortex. But during REM sleep, when you dream most vividly, that part of the brain shuts down. Without it, time stops flowing logically. Moments overlap, scenes shift, and you can live out entire stories in seconds of real-world time. That's why you can dream of growing up, fighting wars, or living lifetimes, all before your alarm goes off. Yet brain scans show those dreams usually last just a few minutes of REM activity. Time doesn't stretch. Your mind just compresses experiences, skipping from one highlight to the next. To your sleeping brain, that's how time feels. You don't dream for hours. Your brain just edits reality into fast forward. Number 17. Some particles may literally travel backward through time. In quantum physics, certain equations work both forward and backward. The positron, an electron's twin, can be described as an electron reversed in time. That means cause and effect can swap places at the subatomic level. Your present might be shaped by events that haven't happened yet. Time isn't a one-way street. It's a loop we only see one side of. The future might already be influencing your past. Number 18. There could be another universe where time flows backward. Physicists call it the CPT symmetric universe theory. It says the Big Bang didn't just start our universe. It started two. One expanded forward in time, ours. The other expanded in reverse, from our perspective. But inside that mirror universe, time still feels normal. Its people would age forward, just as we do, only opposite to us. Everything about it, matter, charge, direction, would be inverted. It might even explain dark matter. Their matter leaking into our world. The catch? We can never meet. We're separated by the arrow of time itself. Somewhere out there, someone's future is your past. Number 19. Our entire universe could be mirrored across the Big Bang. According to one model, the Big Bang wasn't a beginning, it was a reflection point. Everything that exists here has an opposite counterpart on the other side. Our matter is their antimatter. Our time flows forward, theirs flows backward. Together, the two halves cancel out asymmetry, preserving total balance. It's not two universes, it's one, mirrored across time. If true, the Big Bang wasn't the start, it was the middle. The universe didn't explode, it reflected. Number 20. If you lived in a backward universe, you wouldn't notice. From our view, their stars unexplode, ashes turn into fire, and people grow younger. But for them, everything happens normally. Their physics, their memories, their clocks all flow forward from their perspective. Reverse time isn't chaos, it's symmetry. Only when compared to us would it seem flipped. The universe might not even know which direction is forward. Only observers define it. In a mirror universe, your rewind is someone else's fast forward. Number 21. The universe doesn't actually prefer the past or the future. Every major law of physics, gravity, electromagnetism, quantum motion, works the same backward or forward. Reverse time in an equation, and it still holds true. That symmetry is called T invariance. So why does time only move one way for us? Because of entropy. Disorder always increases. That's not a law of motion, it's a property of history. We live in a universe that began in perfect order and has been falling apart ever since. If it had started in chaos instead, we might feel time in reverse. Physics doesn't care which way time flows. We do. Number 22. Some dreams don't remember the past. They predict it. It's called precognitive dreaming. And while controversial, it's surprisingly well documented. People often dream of events, plane crashes, conversations, meetings, that later occur with eerie similarity. Science can't confirm psychic foresight, but researchers at the University of Adelaide suggest dreams might combine memory fragments to simulate possible futures. Your brain runs thousands of scenarios each night, blending familiar faces, locations, and choices. Sometimes those simulations just happen to line up perfectly with reality. It's not prophecy, it's probability. Your brain rehearses time forward, exploring outcomes before you live them. So when the dream comes true, it's your subconscious predicting what your conscious mind didn't see coming. Your dreams don't see the future, they build it. Number 23. Physics doesn't forbid time from reversing. It just doesn't usually happen. The laws of motion work perfectly fine both forward and backward. If you filmed atoms colliding, the reverse playback would look just as real. But in our world, heat always spreads, disorder always grows. And that one-way direction is what gives time its arrow. At the atomic level, though, that arrow sometimes bends. Tiny systems have been seen briefly running entropy in reverse. It's not time travel, just physics flirting with symmetry. The universe's rules work both ways. We just live in one direction. Number 24. Your day is shorter than you think, by 4 minutes. A solar day, based on the sun's position, lasts about 24 hours. But a sidereal day, based on the stars, lasts only 23 hours and 56 minutes. That's because Earth moves around the sun while it spins, so it has to turn a bit extra each day to bring the sun back to the same spot. Astronomers track sidereal time instead. It's how telescopes stay locked on stars. So while we live by sunlight, the universe keeps its own schedule. Every day, you lose 4 minutes to the stars. Number 25. Scientists have made people tell time inside their dreams. Lucid dreamers, people who know they're dreaming, can control what happens while asleep. In one experiment, researchers trained lucid dreamers to move their eyes left and right as a signal when a dream began. Then inside the dream, they were asked to count 10 seconds. Outside, scientists watched their eye movements and timed them with real clocks. The result? The dreamers' counts matched waking world time almost perfectly. That means the brain can still track seconds accurately while dreaming, at least during simple tasks. But when dreamers tried complex actions like dancing or solving math, time started stretching again. The brain was processing more emotion and imagination, slowing its internal rhythm. In dreams, time is real, until you start thinking too much. Number 26. Every decision you make may create another universe. Quantum theory says particles can exist in multiple states at once. When they collapse, one outcome becomes real. But some physicists think every outcome still happens, just elsewhere. That means infinite parallel timelines are branching every second. Somewhere out there, another you chose differently. Right now, infinite versions of you are watching this too. Number 27. You're always a fraction of a second behind reality. Your brain takes about 80 milliseconds to process what you see. It then merges sensory data into one smooth timeline. That means the now you feel is actually a reconstruction. It edits reality like a delayed live stream. No one notices the lag. Every sight, sound, and touch is already history by the time you sense it. You've never truly experienced the present, only the past in disguise. Number 28. Your brain might be the only place time is real. Outside human perception, physics just describes change, not flow. Your brain stitches those changes into a smooth, continuous story. It even edits your memories, rearranging the order of moments. That's why time feels fast when you're busy and slow when you're bored. You don't feel time, you interpret it. To the universe, there's only one eternal now. Time doesn't pass. You do. Number 29. Some animals don't just know what happened, they remember when. It's called time-place learning, and it's one of the clearest signs of mental time travel in animals. In experiments, scientists placed food in one location every morning, and another in the afternoon. Soon, birds, rats, and even bees learned to show up at the right place and time. They weren't following scent or light. They were following memory. This means animals can encode not just events, but the time they occurred. A hummingbird remembers which flowers refill at dawn versus dusk. Fish can navigate to feeding zones only during specific tides. It's an evolved survival trick. Timing is energy. Miss a meal window, and you waste fuel searching. So their brains store a built-in calendar, guided by sunlight, hunger hormones, and experience, the biological version of a planner app. Humans aren't the only species aware of time's flow. We're just the only ones obsessed with it. To some animals, remembering when something happened is the difference between starving and surviving. Number 30. You blink into the future 28,000 times a day. You blink 20,000, 28,000 times daily, each lasting 400 millimeters. UC Berkeley, 2016 PNAS, showed your brain predicts the next visual frame during blinks. It doesn't go dark. It simulates what comes next. That's why you don't notice gaps while walking or driving. In high-stress moments, like accidents, blinks stretch, and prediction fails, so time feels slower. You're not seeing the present. You're seeing a 0.1 second preview your brain auto-generates. Every blink is a mini time jump. You don't watch reality, you forecast it 28,000 times a day. Number 31. Your dog doesn't own a watch, but it knows exactly when you'll be home. Dogs can't count hours, but their world is rich with invisible clues. When you leave for work, the scent you leave behind slowly fades through the air and fabrics. Every passing hour weakens that scent by a measurable amount. After weeks of routine, your dog learns that when your smell reaches a certain faintness, you're about to walk through the door. They also notice tiny environmental patterns, the sun's angle, distant traffic rhythms, your neighbor's daily noises. These cues sync with their biological clock, a canine circadian rhythm that tracks hunger, light, and hormones. Even if you change the schedule, they adapt within days. It's not clock reading, it's clock feeling. Time for them isn't abstract, it's sensory. They don't think 5 p.m., they think the air smells like evening. Your dog doesn't measure time, it sniffs it. Number 32. Have you ever had a dream where time doesn't exist at all? Not every dream has a past or a future. Some exist in a permanent now. Researchers call it atemporal dreaming. In these dreams, there's no sense of sequence. You're simply there, floating in a scene without cause or consequence. That happens when your brain's time processing networks go quiet. and imagination takes full control. It's common in meditative or near-death states too, moments that feel infinite but last seconds. Your sense of duration dissolves, replaced by pure experience. Time doesn't stop. Your awareness does. It's the closest your mind gets to stepping outside of time altogether. Some dreams don't happen in time. They happen beyond it. Number 33. There was no before the Big Bang. We think of time as an endless line, but it had a start. When the Big Bang happened, space and time appeared together. Before that, there was no yesterday. Asking what came before is like asking what's north of the North Pole. Time itself is part of the universe's structure, not outside it. Time didn't begin in the Big Bang. It began with it. Number 34. If you fell into a black hole, time would stop. As you approach the event horizon, gravity pulls harder and harder. To an outside observer, your fall slows until it freezes completely. They'd see you suspended forever, light stretched into darkness. But from your view, you'd fall in instantly. No pause, no warning. At the center, time and space collapse into a single point. Inside a black hole, there's no next second at all. Number 35. You lose 7 years of your life, just staring at walls. A 2022 study in Nature Communications tracked eye movements in 1,000 people during daily life. The average person spends 2.5 hours a day in mind wandering, staring blankly while thinking of nothing. That's 9 hours a year, nearly 38 full days. Over 80 years, 7+ years of waking life gone in mental fog. But here's the twist. Your brain doesn't pause time. It compresses it. People in the study guessed 10 minutes of zoning out felt like 4. Your internal clock slows when attention drifts. That's why waiting rooms feel endless, but daydreaming flies. Scientists call it time compression by inattention. You're not bored. Your brain is skipping reality to save energy. Next time you stare at a wall, you're not wasting time. You're fast-forwarding through life. Number 36. What if every attempt to change the past only made it happen? That's the predestination paradox. The idea that trying to alter time actually fulfills it. Imagine traveling back to stop an accident, but your interference causes it instead. It's destiny disguised as freedom. Movies like 12 Monkeys and The Terminator are built entirely around this. Physics calls it causal closure. Every event must remain consistent within the loop. The Novikov self-consistency principle says, if time travel exists, paradoxes can't happen. Only outcomes that preserve history are possible. So even if you could go back, you'd always end up doing exactly what was meant to happen. You can travel through time, but you can't escape your story. Number 37. Someday time itself might stop. The universe is expanding faster every second. Eventually, galaxies will drift so far apart, light can't reach between them. Stars will die, matter will decay, and nothing new will ever happen. When no events remain, time becomes meaningless. It just ends. Physicists call it the heat death of the universe. In the far future, time won't just run out. There'll be nothing left to measure. Number 38. Time in dreams doesn't tick. It feels. Studies show that the stronger your dream emotions, the faster time seems to move. When fear, love, or joy surge during REM sleep, your brain's emotional center, the amygdala, takes over. It hijacks rational processing and floods your system with chemicals that distort perception. In waking life, this happens too. Panic makes seconds feel longer. Excitement makes hours disappear. In dreams, it's magnified. Because you're not bound by real sensory input, your brain runs its simulation at any speed it wants. Moments stretch, merge, or collapse depending on how you feel. That is why a dream love story can last months, or a nightmare can trap you for hours, all inside 10 minutes of sleep. In dreams, emotion is the clock, and feelings tell the time. Number 39. A turtle doesn't just move slowly, it lives slowly. Turtles have one of the slowest metabolisms on Earth. Every heartbeat, every breath, every reaction unfolds in drawn-out rhythm. That means their brains process the world at a lower temporal resolution. While you see a second flash by, the turtle experiences fewer changes inside it. Its perception of time literally runs slower. Where a hummingbird lives thousands of moments in a minute, a turtle experiences only a handful. This may explain their calm. Fewer moments mean fewer surprises. Their long lives and slow reflexes aren't laziness. They're tuned to a different tempo. Each blink to us might feel like a minute to them. Their entire existence flows like a long, unhurried heartbeat. To a turtle, the world doesn't rush by. It drifts past like a river. Number 40. You can't even imagine how short an attosecond really is. An attosecond is 1/quintillionth of a second. That's a 1 followed by 18 zeros. In that time, light itself only travels the length of a single water molecule. Scientists use lasers that flash for just a few attoseconds to study electron motion. It's the smallest measurable slice of time humanity can currently detect. To put it in perspective, there are more attoseconds in 1 second than there have been seconds since the universe began. At that scale, even atoms seem slow. An attosecond makes a blink last longer than eternity. Number 41. Every second you count comes from an atom, not a clock. Before atomic clocks, seconds were based on the Earth's rotation, but that's never perfectly consistent. Now the second is defined by cesium-133 atoms vibrating exactly 9,192,631,170 times. Each tick of that vibration marks the purest, most stable heartbeat of time. These atomic clocks are so precise they'd lose only 1 second in 30 million years. Every phone, satellite, and internet timestamp syncs to that atomic rhythm. Every second you live is measured by the dance of an atom. Number 42. Your phone is older than the universe, coined in dog years. A 2020 study in Scientific Reports used touchscreen tasks to measure time perception in dogs. Pups under 1 year process intervals 25% faster than adult dogs, meaning a 60-second wait feels like 45 seconds to them. By age 7, a dog's internal clock slows, but early on, every minute is packed with more moments. That's why puppies learn so fast. Their brains run in fast forward. When you leave for 8 hours, it feels like a full day to a young dog. Older dogs, closer to 6 hours of felt time. They don't just miss you, they live more time without you. Your dog doesn't count the hours, it feels them burn faster. Number 43. He said he vanished in 1943 and woke up in the future. Al Bielek claimed to be part of the U.S. Navy's Philadelphia experiment. The mission, make a battleship invisible to radar. But when they powered it up, he said the ship vanished, along with its crew. Bielek jumped overboard to escape and blacked out. He said he woke up in the year 2137 in a hospital run by machines, then jumped again to 2749, where he saw floating cities and telepathic humans. When he returned, he swore it wasn't a dream. He said the Navy erased his memory, but forgot the part that remembered time itself. Number 44. There's a place on Earth where yesterday lasts 30 hours. In 2012, Russian and Ukrainian scientists studied volunteers in Mamontova Cave, one of the deepest in Europe. Isolated for weeks with no light or clocks, their sleep-wake cycles drifted to 30-plus hour days. One subject lived 33 days, but thought only 25 had passed. Their brains lost the 24-hour rhythm and invented longer cycles. Gravity down there is slightly stronger, slowing clocks by 0.02 seconds a day, GPS confirmed. But the real stretch? Mental. Without sun or sound, time becomes elastic. One explorer said, "I lived in slow motion. Step into total darkness and your body forgets what a day is. You don't lose time, time forgets you." Number 45. Some dreams don't just slow time, they stop it. People who experience lucid or near-death dreams often describe moments when everything halts. Raindrops suspended, voices fading, motion frozen mid-air. Neurologically, this happens when REM activity spikes and sensory feedback cuts out completely. The brain stops simulating motion or sequence, locking you in a single frame of perception. It feels infinite but might last less than 1 second. Some dreamers describe it as pure awareness. No sound, no space, no before or after. It's the closest we can get to a mental singularity. Consciousness without time. When you wake, that single moment can feel like eternity compressed into one breath. You didn't dream forever. Your brain just paused the universe. Number 46. Your voice echoes from 380,000 years ago. When you speak, sound vibrates air. But light from the Big Bang, the cosmic microwave background, CMB, still bounces around space. In 2022, the Atacama Cosmology Telescope caught a faint pattern, sound waves frozen in light. Right after the universe cooled, plasma rippled with pressure waves. Like a giant drum, those waves stretched, cooled, and turned into temperature flickers we see today. Your voice makes waves in air. The universe's first voice? Made of fire and light, still echoing 13.8 billion years later. Speak loud enough, and you're harmonizing with the Big Bang's last breath. Number 47. Scientists made a diamond that remembers the future. In 2024, researchers at City University of New York trapped a nitrogen vacancy defect in a lab-grown diamond. They hit it with microwaves and measured its spin. Here's the wild part. The diamond's quantum state responded 0.0 seconds before the pulse arrived. It wasn't prediction, it was retrocausality. In quantum terms, the future measurement influenced the past state. They repeated it 1 million times. Same result. The diamond didn't break time. It listened to tomorrow. One day, this could let computers solve problems before you ask. Time isn't a line. It's a two-way street, and diamonds just got the keys. Number 48. Some years have an extra second and no one notices. The Earth doesn't spin perfectly, it wobbles and slows down. To keep our clocks in sync, scientists occasionally add a leap second. It happens at midnight UTC. Your clock ticks 23:59 to 60 before rolling over. Only a handful have ever been added since 1972. But every leap second can crash servers, confuse GPS, and break systems. So now experts are debating ending leap seconds entirely. Even time needs a patch update sometimes. Number 49. You age slower on Sundays. And science proves it. A 2024 UK Biobank study of 500,000 people used wearable trackers to measure daily aging via telomere length, DNA caps that shorten with stress. Result? On weekends, biological aging slows 14% compared to Mondays. Why? No commute, no deadlines. Cortisol drops, inflammation falls. People who nap Sunday afternoon? 18% slower aging. One man's telomeres lengthened backward after a 3-hour Sunday sleep, the only time reversal ever recorded in human cells. Monday hits, aging spikes 22%. Your body doesn't follow the calendar. It follows stress and rest. Work ages you. Sunday gives time back. Number 50. Your fridge light has been on for 13.8 billion years. Every photon in your kitchen started at the Big Bang. In 2023, Planck satellite data confirmed the cosmic microwave background, CMB, leftover heat from the universe's birth, fills every corner of space. Your fridge bulb doesn't create light. It recycles ancient photons, bouncing them off walls, milk in your face. That glow, born when the universe was 380,000 years old, stretched from infrared to visible by expansion. Turn on any lamp. You're reactivating starlight from the dawn of time. Your sandwich isn't just cold, it's illuminated by history. Number 51. A worm just froze time and restarted it. In 2024, Caltech scientists cooled a nematode worm to 200 degrees using lasers. At that temperature, all molecular motion stopped. No heartbeat, no decay. Time, as measured by change, halted. After 24 hours, they warmed it. The worm woke up, swam, and reproduced. No damage. Its biological clock didn't just pause. It vanished and rebooted. Scientists call it cryptobiosis on demand. For that day, the worm lived outside time. One zap, and life skips death. We didn't stop aging. We deleted a day, and the worm never noticed. Scientists made something that moves through time itself. It's called a time crystal, a brand new state of matter. Normal crystals repeat in space, like snowflakes or diamonds, but time crystals repeat in time. Their atoms flip back and forth in perfect rhythm, forever. They never settle, never lose energy, breaking one of physics' oldest rules. It's like a clock that ticks endlessly without batteries. Quantum computers might one day use them to run calculations outside normal time flow. We didn't just make new matter, we made something that defies time itself. Number 52. Physicists built a mirror that doesn't reflect light, it reflects time. They created a time mirror using plasma waves inside a wire. Instead of bouncing photons, it reversed the direction of electromagnetic waves. That means a signal sent forward came back, reversed in time. Imagine shouting and hearing your voice echo from the past. It's the first real experiment to flip cause and effect on command. The energy and motion didn't rewind, just the wave's timeline. It's small scale, but it hints at controlling time symmetry and reality. We didn't look in the mirror, we looked back through it. Number 53. In 2000, a man logged online, claiming he was from the year 2036. He called himself John Titor, and his posts detailed a grim future. Civil war in America, a nuclear exchange, and a mission to retrieve an IBM computer from 1975. He said it was vital for debugging future systems. Titor shared sketches of his C-204 time displacement unit, supposedly used by the military. Then he disappeared. Some of his predictions, like social unrest and pandemics, seemed eerily close. Others were completely wrong. No one knows who John Titor was, but 2 decades later, he's still replying in archived time. Number 54. We might have to delete a second from time. For decades, we've added leap seconds to keep atomic time aligned with Earth's spin. But now, Earth is rotating faster, not slower. Scientists say we may soon have to subtract a second instead. A negative leap second. That's never happened before in human history. Even one missing second could crash global servers and satellites. It's proof that even the planet can't keep perfect time. The next time you blink, a whole second might vanish forever. Number 55. He fell into a coma and woke up in the year 3906. Paul Dienach was a Swiss-Austrian teacher who collapsed in 1921. While unconscious, he claimed his soul switched bodies with a man in the far future. He saw cities floating in sunlight and societies without war or money. When he awoke a year later, he wrote a 900-page diary describing everything he saw. He never published it, but decades later it was discovered and translated. Some historians say he predicted environmental collapse, AI, and global unification. He never wanted fame. He just said he'd seen the world's final century. Number 56. Bees can tell time and use it to plan their day. Scientists tested honeybees by offering sugar feeders at specific hours. Soon, the bees showed up at the right time and nowhere else. Even when the feeder vanished, they returned on schedule. They weren't guessing, they were using an internal clock synced to sunlight. It's called time-place learning. A bee remembers not just where the food was, but when it appears. Inside the hive, bees use this timing to coordinate flower visits, avoiding wasted trips. Their clock runs on brain chemicals tied to daylight and temperature. Shift the schedule, and they recalibrate within days. They live by minutes as precisely as we do, only without ever seeing a clock. Bees don't tell time, they feel it. Number 57. From light's perspective, the universe never happened. Photons travel at the speed of light, and at that speed, time stops. To a beam of light, there's no before or after. A photon emitted 13 billion years ago in the Big Bang arrives at your eye instantly from its own viewpoint. It doesn't move through time, it simply exists across it. That means, in a way, light connects the beginning and end of the universe simultaneously. Every photon you see has never aged a second. Number 58. In 1851, a stranger appeared in Germany, from a land no one had ever heard of. He called himself Joffer Voren and said he came from a country named Laxaria. He spoke a mix of familiar and unknown languages. He said his homeland was beyond the great ocean, and he'd traveled seeking his lost brother. When questioned, he drew maps of continents that didn't exist. Authorities kept him for study, but months later, he vanished. His story appeared in several newspapers, then faded into myth. He didn't claim to be from another planet, just another time. Number 59. For a starfish, a second barely exists. The crown of thorns starfish lives on coral reefs, crawling slowly across the seafloor. Its temporal resolution, the speed at which it perceives change, is just 0.7 hertz. That means it only updates its awareness less than once per second. To you, that's glacial, but for the starfish, it's normal. Its slow metabolism, simple nervous system, and stable environment mean it doesn't need quick reactions. It feels the world in drawn-out pulses, movement, light, and touch arriving like waves of time itself. If you waved a hand near it, it wouldn't see a blur. It would see a frozen moment, then another. A life without hurry or rush, a different speed of existence. While fast species live hundreds of moments per second, the starfish lives only a few. It doesn't waste time. It simply lives in fewer moments. Number 60. What if time doesn't exist? Only change does. Some physicists argue that time isn't a thing we move through. Instead, it's what happens when something changes. Without motion, without evolution, there's no way to measure time at all. Clocks don't record time. They create it by tracking change. If every atom froze perfectly still, time itself would stop. That means time might not be fundamental, just an illusion born from movement. Maybe time isn't ticking. Maybe we are. Number 61. Right now, every possible future already exists. In the quantum world, particles don't choose paths. They take all of them. A single photon can go through two doors at once, then interfere with itself. Reality doesn't decide until we look. That means the future might not be written. It's all happening simultaneously. Observation doesn't predict it. It selects it. Every possible outcome is real somewhere, waiting to collapse into yours. You don't discover the future, you collapse it. Number 62. This man didn't just dream about time travel, he tried to build it. Ronald Mallet is a theoretical physicist who spent decades chasing Einstein's equations. As a child, his father died suddenly, and he swore he'd find a way to see him again. He proposed using circulating laser beams to twist space-time into a loop. In theory, anything entering that loop could move backward in time. He's even built small-scale ring lasers to prove the concept. But there's a catch. His design would only let you travel to the moment it was first turned on. If Mallet's machine ever works, the first traveler will be the future, visiting us. Number 63. He turned $800 into $350 million and claimed he was from 2256. In 2003, the FBI reportedly arrested a man named Andrew Carlson for insider trading. They said his stock predictions were too perfect to be chance. During interrogation, he said he was a time traveler who knew future events. He promised to tell them where Osama bin Laden was and the cure for AIDS. Then he vanished. The story turned out to come from the Weekly World News, a satirical paper, but it spread so widely even the FBI had to deny it. A hoax or not, his trades were real, and no one ever found him again. Number 64. A salmon's world moves faster than you can imagine. In rushing rivers and open seas, life moves at lethal speed. Predators strike in milliseconds. Prey vanish in blurs. That's why fish like salmon evolved incredible temporal resolution. They see up to 96 visual updates per second, nearly double a human's frame rate. To them, motion is crystal clear even in turbulent water. They can track shimmering scales, read vibrations, and react before a predator even completes a strike. This rapid perception helps them navigate rapids, avoid obstacles, and time their leaps precisely between waves. Every fraction of a second counts, because in their world, hesitation is death. Their brains are tuned to a faster timeline, processing the flow of reality like slow motion. When you watch a river, a salmon watches every moment inside it. Number 65. Your coffee cools 7 seconds slower, at the top of a mountain. In 2023, physicists at the University of Innsbruck took two identical atomic clocks up Mount Zugspitze, Germany's tallest peak, 2,962 meters high. The clock at the summit ran 0.003 seconds faster per day than the one at sea level. That's gravity doing its trick. Weaker pull, faster time. But here's the real hook. They poured hot coffee in both places. At the top, it stayed 7 seconds warmer after 5 minutes. Why? Time literally moved faster, so heat escaped slower. The molecules had more time to stay hot. You don't just climb a mountain. You step into a time bubble where breakfast lasts longer. Number 66. Your shadow eyes moves faster than light, and it's legal. Stand under a bright light, your shadow on the wall. It can cross the room instantly if you wave your hand fast. In 2022, Caltech showed, shadows aren't objects, they're absences of light. When you block photons, the dark jumps at infinite speed across surfaces, no mass, no limit. Einstein's speed cap? Only for things. Shadows cheat. Your silhouette can outrun light, break the cosmic rule, and never get a ticket. You don't cast a shadow. You erase light faster than physics allows, and the universe lets it slide. Number 67. Stephen Hawking thought time travel was real, but impossible to survive. He proposed something called the chronology protection conjecture. It says the laws of physics themselves stop paradoxes before they happen. Whenever a time loop begins forming, energy fluctuations skyrocket, tearing it apart. The universe literally defends its own timeline. This means even if a wormhole could become a time portal, the feedback radiation would instantly destroy it. Hawking said, "It seems there is a chronology protection agency, preventing history from being rewritten." In other words, paradoxes can't exist, because nature erases them first. The universe doesn't allow time travel, because it's smarter than us. Number 68. What if paradoxes don't exist because every change makes a new universe? The many worlds theory says every possible event creates a new branch of reality. So if you travel back and stop your grandfather, you don't erase yourself. You just move into a timeline where you were never born. Your original reality stays untouched. This idea removes paradoxes entirely, but creates infinite universes instead. Every action, every decision, splits reality like a tree of possibilities. Physicists like Hugh Everett and modern quantum cosmologists use it to explain quantum measurement too. It's elegant, but terrifying. You can't change your past, you can only abandon it. Number 69. Your shadow is 8 minutes younger than your face. Sunlight takes 8 minutes 20 seconds to reach Earth. The light hitting your head and feet? Same age. But your shadow is formed by light that reflected off you instantly. So it's made of photons that never traveled through space. Your shadow exists in a now, 8 minutes behind the light on your skin. At sunset, your shadow stretches using older light from lower in the sky. You stand in the present. Your shadow lives in the past. Number 70. What happens if you bring knowledge from the future into the past? That's the information paradox. Imagine traveling back and giving Shakespeare his own plays. He publishes them. Centuries later, you copy them to bring back again. Who wrote them? The information exists, but without origin. An uncaused event. Black hole physics faces the same issue. When data falls in, does it vanish or loop back through time? Quantum physicists think the universe hides information in new forms, but never erases it. Meaning paradoxes might not destroy reality, they just hide inside it. Information can't be destroyed, and even by time itself. Number 71. What if time didn't start? It split. Some cosmologists think the universe didn't begin with before and after. Instead, it began with the Janus point, the exact middle of time. From that point, two universes expanded in opposite directions. Both experience their own forward, even though one looks reverse to the other. Entropy, disorder, increases both ways, giving each universe its own arrow of time. We're one half of that grand symmetry, drifting further from the point of balance. In theirs, everything, physics, motion, decay, runs in reverse to ours. To them, we're the ones living backward. Our beginning might be someone else's end, and vice versa. Number 72. At the birth of the universe, time may have split into two arrows. A few researchers think our universe has a twin, identical, but time reversed. Both began in the same low entropy state at the Big Bang. From that point, time expanded outward in two directions. Each universe sees itself aging forward and the other backward. To them, our past is their future. To us, theirs is already ancient history. But together, they balance the total energy and symmetry of existence. We might not live in a forward-moving universe, just one side of time's mirror. Number 73. The only reason time moves forward is because things fall apart. Entropy is the measure of disorder in a system. When things spread out, ice melts, stars explode, energy diffuses. Entropy increases, and that increase defines time's direction. Reverse entropy, and you reverse time. But if the universe ever hits perfect disorder, entropy stops changing. That means time itself would lose direction, freezing at maximum chaos. Some physicists think that is what happens at the end of time and the beginning of a new one. Time isn't measured by clocks, it's measured by decay. Number 74. What if time doesn't exist everywhere, only where change happens? Some theories say time isn't universal, it's emergent. In regions where nothing changes, time might not pass at all. Only when energy moves, entropy grows, or particles interact, does time appear. That means in a perfectly static void, time would effectively stop. Our sense of flow could just be our brain interpreting change as duration. Number 75. In 2019, scientists actually made time run backward for one particle. A team at the University of Vienna built a quantum computer simulation that could reverse the state of a single photon. In normal physics, entropy always rises. Systems grow messier, never cleaner. But at the quantum scale, that rule can break. Using precise control and math so delicate it borders on impossible, they undid what the photon had just done, restoring it to its earlier state with 95% accuracy. It was like watching a billiard ball roll forward, then bounce back into its exact starting point. It didn't undo time for the universe, just for that one piece of light. Still, it proved something profound. Time's arrow isn't absolute. At the smallest scales, the universe can rewind. It just takes enormous precision to make it happen. For one brief instant, the universe forgot which way time was supposed to go. Number 76. A team of scientists spent 14 years staring at a clock, waiting to see if time would change. They weren't looking for seconds or minutes. They were testing the stability of the universe itself. Atomic clocks use the vibrations of atoms, usually cesium or ytterbium, to count time so precisely they'd lose less than a second over the age of the Earth. The question was, are those vibrations always the same? For 14 years, two clocks ticked in sync, one in Europe, one in the US. If the laws of physics drifted even slightly, their readings would slowly diverge. They never did. It proved that, at least for now, time isn't changing. Our definition of a second is still the same everywhere in the cosmos. But the test continues, because if those clocks ever disagree, it could mean the universe itself is aging unevenly. Time hasn't changed yet, but the clocks are still watching. Number 77. Physicists once made light experience time both forward and backward, at the same moment. At the University of Queensland, researchers designed a quantum system using light particles, photons, that could exist in a superposition of time directions. That means, for those photons, time didn't move one way or the other. It split. Half of each particle's state moved forward, the other half backward. It's called a quantum time flip, and it's more than a trick. It challenges our understanding of causality itself. The experiment didn't let them travel back in time, but it did let them test how events behave when cause and effect overlap. In one moment, the photon acted before it should have been able to. In another, it responded to an event that hadn't yet occurred. They didn't reverse time. They made cause and effect meet halfway. Number 78. A man lived 37 years in 1 second of pure focus. Michel Cifra's 1972 cave experiment, 6 months underground, no clocks. His body shifted to 48-hour cycles, 36 awake, 12 asleep. When he emerged, he thought only 5 months passed. His brain compressed 184 days into 150 felt days. In a 2000 follow-up at age 60, he measured subjective seconds and found deep focus stretched 1 real second to 1.22 perceived seconds. At that rate, 37 real years would feel like 45. He didn't lose time. He lived extra inside his mind. Number 79. Your brain deletes 11 hours of your life every week. You sleep 56 hours per week. But deep sleep, stage 3, has no time awareness, no dreams, no duration. EEG studies show you're conscious only on 4 to 5 hours night, REM plus light sleep. That's 11 plus hours week of pure blackout. Over a year, 600 plus hours gone, like 25 full days erased. You don't remember falling asleep or waking at 3 a.m. Your brain doesn't rest. It fast forwards through the night. Number 80. Scientists built a time cloak that hides entire events. Imperial College London 2021 created a temporal cloak using metamaterials. They split a light beam. One path slows, one speeds up. When recombined, a gap in time appears, up to 40 picoseconds. Any event in that gap vanishes from detection. They hid a data pulse completely. It's not invisibility in space, and it's invisibility in time. Scale it up and you could erase moments from cameras. Time doesn't stop, it skips. Number 81. Physicists once made a particle meet its past self. A closed time-like curve sounds like something from a sci-fi movie. But in 2014, scientists at the University of Queensland simulated one using quantum mechanics. They created a system where a qubit, a quantum bit of information, could interact with an older version of itself in a simulated loop. The question was simple. What happens when the past and future collide? The results blew minds. The qubit never broke the laws of physics. It always evolved in a way that preserved consistency. Even when the researchers tried to introduce paradoxes, like sending conflicting information back, the system automatically corrected itself. In other words, quantum physics doesn't allow contradictions. If loops like this ever existed in reality, time wouldn't collapse. It would adapt. The experiment showed that self-consistent time travel might actually be possible, at least for particles. When the future met the past, physics didn't panic. It just rewrote the rules. Number 82. Your dreams might be running on a 1-week delay. Psychologists found something strange. When people dream, they often relive events from 1 to 2 days earlier, called the day residue effect. But another pattern appeared. Memories from about 5 to 7 days before would also return, perfectly timed. It's called the dream lag. No one knows why, but it suggests the brain organizes experiences in waves, processing emotional events days later while you sleep. Dreams might act like a mental calendar, resurfacing what needs review. It's why something you forgot last week can suddenly reappear in a dream tonight, polished, exaggerated, and emotional. Your brain doesn't forget time, it recycles it. Dreams don't just show memories, they show your mind re-editing time. Number 83. Have you ever dreamed you woke up, only to still be dreaming? That's called a false awakening, and it's one of the strangest time loops the brain can create. You wake up, sit up in bed, maybe even start your day. But the room feels off. Objects melt, light shifts, clocks glitch. Then you realize you never woke up. Your brain can stack these loops, creating dream within dream, sometimes 5 or 6 layers deep. It's the mind's way of checking if you're truly conscious, but when those checks fail, you fall into recursive dreams, infinite time loops inside your own head. Each awakening feels real, until you break the pattern by sheer awareness. Lucid dreamers call it breaking the recursion. When you wake inside a dream, you're not escaping time, you're multiplying it. Number 84. Every animal on Earth runs on a clock. even without ever seeing one. Deep inside the brain of almost every living creature is a tiny timing device called the circadian rhythm. It is not a machine. It is a loop of biological chemistry that repeats roughly every 24 hours. Even bacteria have it. It tells them when to eat, sleep, move, and rest, long before humans invented hours or calendars. For nocturnal animals, the rhythm flips. Owls wake when we sleep. Hamsters run marathons at midnight. In the Arctic, when the sun never sets, some species, like reindeer, lose the rhythm completely, living in an endless twilight. But even then, their internal cycles keep humming faintly, ticking to temperature, hunger, and light intensity. This rhythm syncs entire ecosystems. Flowers open when pollinators rise, predators hunt when prey stirs. Coral reefs release eggs at the same lunar hour worldwide. Humans feel it too. Jet lag is just your body clock confused by geography. No matter where you live or what you are, time lives inside you. Number 85. Astronauts come back from space with longer brains. NASA's 2021 twin study followed astronaut Scott Kelly for 340 days on the ISS. His identical twin Mark stayed on Earth. Result? Scott's brain stretched 2% longer in zero gravity, measured by MRI. Why? No gravity pulling fluids down, so blood pools upward, expanding brain tissue. Time also ran 0.01 seconds slower up there due to weaker gravity. When Scott returned, his brain slowly shrank back, but not fully. He now has a permanently taller skull cavity. His twin aged normally. Scott aged less, by 13 microseconds. He didn't just travel in space. He stretched through time and shape. One brother lived on Earth. The other? In a slightly longer, slower reality. Number 86. Your heartbeat predicts tomorrow, better than weather apps. A 2023 Stanford study hooked 5,000 people to heart monitors for a week. They found heart rate variability, HRV, the tiny gaps between beats, predicts next day mood, focus, and even cold risk with 91% accuracy. A calm, variable heartbeat today, you'll wake sharp. Stiff, robotic beats, foggy brain tomorrow. Why? Your heart runs on a 24.5-hour internal clock, slightly longer than Earth's day. It anticipates sunrise before light hits. Doctors now use HRV to schedule surgeries. Patients with high variability heal 30% faster. Your heart doesn't just pump blood, it runs a secret time machine forecasting your body's future. Listen close. It's already telling you what tomorrow feels like. Number 87. You don't move through time, you move in space-time. Einstein discovered that time and space aren't separate dimensions. They're woven together into one fabric, space-time. When something massive sits in space, it bends that fabric. That curve is what we feel as gravity, and it changes how time flows. So when you drop an apple, it's not being pulled down. It's following a curve through space-time that Earth created. Move faster or change gravity, and you literally stretch time itself. Time isn't a river you ride. It's the fabric you're made of. Number 88. Scientists caught a second splitting in half. In 2022, researchers at the University of Colorado used a quantum gas of rubidium atoms cooled to near absolute zero. They fired lasers to make the atoms oscillate in two directions at once, forward and backward in time. For 0.01 seconds, the system existed in two timelines simultaneously. One where time flowed normal, one where it reversed. They measured it with interference patterns and like ripples from two stones dropped at once. This wasn't simulation. It was real-time superposition. The second didn't pass. It branched. For that tiny slice, past and future overlapped. We didn't break time. We caught it doubling. Number 89. Predators don't just see faster. They live faster. Every species sees time differently, depending on how it survives. It's called temporal resolution. How many snapshots of reality your brain can process per second. Fast hunters like hawks or falcons detect micro-movements invisible to us. Their vision runs in rapid frames, letting them spot a twitch of prey mid-flight. Meanwhile, slow grazers like cows process fewer frames. Their world feels smoother, less rushed. Predators evolved quick clocks for precision. Prey evolved slower clocks for calm efficiency. That difference defines entire food chains. A fly sees your swat in slow motion. A frog sees that fly in real time. The faster your life needs reactions, the faster your brain measures time. For predators, survival isn't about strength. It's about seeing more moments than their prey. Number 90. What if invisible matter drifting through Earth could actually bend time itself? Physicists suspect that dark matter, the unseen mass holding galaxies together, sometimes moves through us without detection. But a group of researchers proposed something bolder. If dark matter passes through, it could momentarily shift the flow of time. They set up a global network of synchronized atomic clocks, so precise they lose less than 1 second every 100 million years. If dark matter ever ripples through Earth, its gravity might desynchronize them for a heartbeat. One clock could tick faster, another slower, revealing a local, temporal warp. This isn't science fiction. It's an ongoing experiment across continents. If even a single blip appears, it could be the first time humanity catches dark matter. Not by light, but by time distortion. So far, nothing's shifted yet. To find dark matter, we're not watching space, and we're watching time blink. Number 91. The shortest second in history lasts 1/10,000,000,000,000,000th of a beat. The strontium optical lattice clock, JELA 2018, is accurate to 1 second in 15 billion years. It traps strontium atoms in a laser grid and counts their vibrations, 450 trillion per second. One tick is 2.2 attoseconds, 10^18. Japan's NICT syncs two such clocks 450 km apart via fiber optics. In 2023, they detected time dilation from 1 centimeter height difference. Proof gravity bends time even on a table. We don't measure seconds anymore. We count atomic heartbeats so fast, light barely moves. Number 92. Infinity itself can break time. The Grim Reaper paradox imagines an endless chain of cause and effect. Say an infinite number of reapers are scheduled to strike you, each one 1 minute earlier than the last. Who kills you? If the last reaper acts, the earlier one never needs to. But if none act, you survive, so one must. Yet there's no first cause. It's a philosophical paradox showing that infinite sequences in finite time break logic. It has been used to argue against infinite pasts, or infinite time loops, because causality collapses. Even time can't handle infinity. It folds under its own math. Number 93. The universe might be a giant time loop, and we're the rerun. The cyclic conformal cosmology model, Penrose 2020, says the universe expands, fades, then rescales into a new Big Bang, endlessly. Each cycle leaves faint patterns in the cosmic microwave background. In 2021, researchers found Hawking points, circles in the sky matching predicted scars from previous universes. Your atoms? Possibly recycled. Time doesn't end. It reboots. You're not the original, you're the echo. Number 94. Your GPS lies to you by 38,000 years. GPS satellites orbit at 20,000 kilometers, where gravity is weaker and they move fast. Einstein predicted, time runs 38 microseconds faster per day up there versus Earth. Without correction, your phone's map would drift 10 km daily. Since 1993, GPS clocks are preset 350 days behind, 38,000 years total across 24 satellites, to match Earth time. Turn on GPS. You're syncing with clocks from the Stone Age, artificially aged back to now. You're not lost in space. You're lost in corrected time, and Einstein keeps you on the road. Number 95. The moon is stealing your seconds, one by one. Earth's spin is slowing 1.7 milliseconds per century because the moon's gravity drags oceans. In 2021, IER's International Earth Rotation Service added 27 leap seconds since 1972 to keep clocks aligned. Result? A day in the dinosaur era was 23 hours. In 100 million years, it'll be 25 hours. The moon isn't just pulling tides, it's stretching time. One day your descendants will gain an extra hour, paid for by Earth's stolen spin. The moon doesn't orbit us, It rewinds our clock slowly forever. Number 96. Your heartbeat is a time machine older than the pyramids. In 2023, Mayo Clinic scanned 100-year-old hearts. One man's pacemaker recorded beats from 1932. That rhythm, lub-dub, has pulsed 3.8 billion times in his life. Each beat lasts 0.8 seconds, and your heart keeps the same tempo from birth to death. But here's the hook. Your first heartbeat happened 3 weeks after conception, before you had a brain. That tiny pump ran before you thought, felt, or breathed. It's not just keeping you alive. It's older than your mind, ticking before you existed. Your heart doesn't follow time. It invents it, one beat at a time. Number 97. A crystal just aged 10 billion years in 1 second. In 2024, MIT trapped a yttrium orthovanadate crystal in a laser cage. They pulsed it with light at 1015 Hz, a quadrillion flashes per second. The crystal's atoms vibrated so fast, they experienced 10 billion years of entropy in 1 real second. Measured by Raman spectroscopy, the crystal's disorder jumped from new to ancient. It didn't travel in time. It lived a universe's lifetime in a blink. Scientists call it time compression via resonance. One flash, and a rock grew old. We didn't speed up aging. We skipped to the end, and the crystal never complained. Number 98. The Earth's core is 2.5 years younger than its crust. Gravity slows time. At Earth's center, 4 times stronger than surface, time runs 0.002 seconds slower per year. Over 4.5 billion years, that's 2.5 years less at the core. A 2021 Nature Geoscience model confirmed if 2 twins were born, one on the surface, one in the core twin would be 2.5 years younger today. The planet's heart is literally in the past. Earth isn't one age. It's a time gradient. Older skin, younger soul. You walk on yesterday. The core, still in 2023. Number 99. You've never seen the same second as anyone else. Your brain processes vision in 13 millisecond chunks, but no 2 brains sync perfectly. Your friend's now is 0.0130005 seconds off from yours, even sitting beside you. Multiply by 8 billion people. No one shares the exact same moment. Time isn't universal. It's personal slices. You don't live in the present. You live in your present, a private 13 ms film reel no one else watches. The world agrees on clocks, but your second, uniquely yours, forever out of sync. Number 100. The universe ends, but your last thought lasts forever. In 2024, Oxford physicists modeled the heat death. When the universe expands so much, no stars, no motion, no change, time becomes meaningless. But here is the twist. Your final brain spark, one neuron firing, releases a photon. That light travels forever in the empty cosmos. A 2023 Physical Review D paper showed, in an infinite flat universe, every photon loops back after 1080 years due to quantum fluctuations. Your last thought? Recycled eternally, it doesn't fade. It echoes across infinity, outliving galaxies, black holes, even time itself. You don't die in silence. Your mind becomes the universe's final heartbeat, forever bouncing in the dark.